Cancer, welcome to your new moon in Aquarius reading for February 9th, 2024. I almost said 23. New moons bring in new cycles. This is an interesting new cycle. We have Pluto moving into Aquarius, which is beginning a new 20-year cycle. And we also have the Chinese New Year, the wood dragon rather, cycle, and that's a dragon translates to Aries in Western astrology, and Aries is trailblazing. It's kind of leap before you look energy. So be careful that you don't want to backtrack here, but it is trailblazing. It's kind of courageous energy, I think, but we don't want to be foolish. In any case, you have for the next 2 weeks, and the direction that this reading is going in is number 6 energy, fragmented energy. So you could feel a little bit scattered. You may be doing quite a bit of things, maybe multitasking, feeling like you're being pulled here and there, or maybe you're trying to pull all the pieces together in a situation or a position or a job or a project, and you're trying to get all the pieces together, but there's this multitasking kind of fragmented energy with you at this time, and that's the direction that the reading is going in. You are the moon, or your focus for the next 2 weeks is the moon. You may feel a little bit moody at this time in the next 2 weeks or around the moon, and it could have something to do with the last eclipse, so you may want to look into that or check out the reading that you had around that time, because it could connect to that. Your intuition could be very strong. Your subconscious certainly is. There are things coming up from the subconscious that may need to be addressed. These are fears that we face, right? Deep subconscious things that come up. Once we face them, they dissipate, they go away. But there can be like messages and from your deep subconscious. Yeah, you could have interesting psychic dreams and messages. You may feel things more deeply, which could mean why you feel, it could be why you're feeling a little bit fragmented. And the thing with Cancer anyway is that they are highly psychic and intuitive, and they pick up the emotions of other people. So it can also be that you are feeling things and picking up things from other people that you can think that they are your own. So you do want to be careful of that scenario. Okay. For somebody, I'm picking up that the path, this new 20-year path, maybe you don't see it clearly yet. You have bits and pieces of it, but it hasn't quite come together yet. But really listen to your intuitive energy. Try not to rely solely on your mental capabilities. In this case, your intuition has to lead at this moment, not forever, but maybe in the next 2 weeks or at the beginning of the moon. Yeah, it's important for you to listen to your intuition and not just rely on your mental capacities, your logic and reason. Okay. The first column is where you may find yourself, what you're dealing with at the time of the new moon, or it can be something that you are actively beginning around the new moon time. The second column is you and how you're dealing with the whole situation, what you think, what you do, And the third column is probable outcome. Forewarned is forearmed. That's why we look at tarot readings. But some things we can change and some things we have to experience. We just have to, and it's for always to further our growth. Okay, so the first column is talking about that you need a rest. You are definitely overtaxing your mental capabilities right now. And I think that's why I said I felt like your intuition has to lead at this time. This is a thought that can get away from you and create a life of its own. It may or may not be true, but you are under a planet of stars. This is a blanket with all the star symbols on it. So the planets have a lot to do with what's going on. In this case, it can be the lunar cycle. It can keep you up at night. You're very tired, though. I can see that. And there's some mental duress here, some mental stress. This card is asking you to get out of your head. Do something physical. Do something mundane. Go for a walk in nature. Find something creative, but the idea is to do something physical so you can get out of your head a little bit. But this is over worrying about something. Now, you may have some sleepless nights around the time of the moon because you are being very affected by the moon this time around. You're Cancer, you probably always are, but it's fragmenting your energy this time. It's pulling things apart. Maybe you have a lot of different things to think about, especially with that Two of Pentacles. We're trying to keep everything up in the air here. Good planning is necessary. If you have a lot on your mind, it would be good for you to keep a notepad and write things down as your thoughts come up so that you can let them go. So you don't have to constantly be reminding yourself of this thought or that thought or what you have to do or that kind of energy, right? Because I do feel like multitasking is going on here. And so make lists, really important. This is the card of physical rest, but the mind kind of keeps whirling. And if you don't take a rest when you need it, the universe will help you, and it's better for you to do it voluntarily. And at the right time, you'll pick up this sword after you've made plans, right? After you've made some mental foundational plans. Then you'll go into action, but now is not the time to act in the beginning, or at least, at the time that you find yourself at the new moon. Paperwork, graphs, that sort of thing will be very helpful. So that's why I say make lists, put it down on paper, and you don't have to keep going over and over it in your head. You can look back on your notes and kind of release the thought. It will be very helpful for you, trust me. Now, there's a lot of mental activity here with both of these cards, but the body needs a rest. The body needs a physical rest. And like I said, you want to do it voluntarily because the universe will help you otherwise, and you don't want that to happen. It's always more difficult. Now, you can be dealing with the Page of Wands, or you could be behaving like a Page of Wands. It's probably dealing with one because this is how you're acting, and it's contrary to this. This is a very expansive individual, but they can get in their head a lot. This is my Sagittarius card. There can be a little bit of paranoia with this card or with this type of person. And so you want to not get in your head here. This is a very expansive energy. They are the student of life, so you can be learning something, but you may be worried about a Page of Wands. You may be worried about somebody. I'm going to pull one more card for that. This is somebody who's probably long in features. They're great friends. They're great band members. They like to be a member of somebody. Their motto is, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. They can be quite philosophical, but they have an expansive attitude. This can be an important male in your life, possibly a father figure. Maybe you're a father to this person. Or you're a leader, an example for this person, or maybe they are for you. But this is an important authority in your life. Interesting. Okay, and there is some sort of worry with this person. Okay, they may be worried. You may be worried about them. Um, they may need to rest. Okay, let's move on. You and how you're behaving is the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So we're dealing with the daily life here with that Ten of Pentacles. And you may have a lot to do on a daily basis, and perhaps it's because you're helping this individual or you're worried about this individual. There can be also inheritance, right, because of the Emperor card. So maybe you are dealing with a family member and trying to divide up um, an inheritance of some sort, property or finances, that kind of thing. That can also be for somebody. And that's why I say get it on paper, right? Make sure it's on paper. Ten of Pentacles is your daily life, daily living costs and inheritance, but it is also communication and the need to communicate. But that can also be about daily life, right? Physical chores. That father figure or grandfather figure really comes out to me. So this can be an older individual that you need to deal with, or you may be the older individual. But there's a hierarchy here, right? You have the grandfather, you have the parents, or you have the people that you see in the street every day. There's a half a child and two dogs. So there's a dynamic of a group situation, a communicating of some sort, and community. And so a lot of the times these are just people that you see on a daily basis, right? The barista, the lady behind the counter, the people that you work with. It's dealing with daily life. But it seems to me like you're kind of juggling things because of that Two of Pentacles, trying to keep all the balls in the air. And this card asks you to do it with a lighter heart, not to take things overly serious. Which is not to say that you shouldn't approach things seriously, but try to approach things with a bit of a lighter heart. With that Two of Pentacles, juggling is a fun activity, and so it's trying to keep the balls up in the air, but again, and you have fragmented energy in the moon, so there can be something that you're quite worried about or that you don't see clearly just yet. Yeah, divide up the chores, divide up the responsibilities that you have, maybe between family. If you are dealing with a family member that is unwell or that sort of thing, you don't have to take it on all yourself. You can divide it up with other people. But there is also this financial division, right? The haves and the have-nots. So if it is inheritance, who gets what? Make sure it's divided equally. The Gemini reading, I just realized that this man only has one leg. He only has one leg to stand on, and still he's helping out other people. And so that can be part of this, trying to keep things up in the air kind of energy. I had never noticed that before, but he only has one leg. And Pamela Smith, the artist of this tarot deck, was very meticulous and very conscious of what she put in. Everything had its meaning. Everything has its place and its purpose. There was a reason for everything. And I had never noticed that he only had one leg. So I find that very interesting. Yeah, there is this feeling of dividing up some finances or some responsibilities or some chores or that sort of thing because you're trying to keep all the balls up in the air. But and you're helping. This is a very charitable card. I want to help. What can I do? What can I do to help the situation or help those who have not? Very charitable. And the Ten of Pentacles means that you have a lot. You have 10, right? The outcome is the Three of Wands and the Five of Cups. The Three of Wands are allies. Things and situations and people and workshops and that sort of thing that give you a leg up over the competition. And that's why I say, like, maybe there are people who can help you to keep those balls up in the air. You don't have to take it on all yourself with this fragmented energy, or there are people who can help you bring everything all together, looking for allies, looking for, you know, self-help books, whatever it is that can help you with some sort of emotional grief. The Five of Cups is the grieving card. And if we allow ourselves to stay in this grief, it's a stage. But if you allow yourself to stay there too long, it can become depression. And so this card asks you to pivot, to turn and see what is still good, what is still standing, and to keep your attention on that. Easier said than done. I understand that. And you have the Moon card, so there is a moodiness. Be very mindful of substance abuse. Usually this can also mean, misuse of alcohol. So you want to be mindful of that. And maybe you're actually looking for allies to keep you out of that situation, like AA, right? These are people that communicate with each other. These are groups that come together, possibly on a daily basis, that helps you to keep your fragmented energy, or of someone you love, right? It can be that kind of, maybe you go to a self-help group that helps you deal with somebody who is having that issue or having that problem. Partnerships. Okay. So allies and partnerships, right? We can, and again, like I said, if our energy is fragmented, who can help? Who can be a guiding light? Who can give us a leg up over the competition or over the situation that I'm feeling at the moment? And there is somebody, and it can be a group, or it can be one other person that is quite different from you are, but the desire matches, right? There is a desire that mirrors our own there, and that's why I say, if we're having difficulty, we can look out to other people, other situations, other groups, self-help books, whatever, that can help us in a partnership sort of way to deal with any grief, or to deal with any emotional instability that we're dealing with. And it can also be that you are dealing with somebody who is unwell and you need help in that sense, The Two of Cups is telling me that there is definitely somebody out there or something out there that wants to partner up, that can help. And to be quite honest with you, it can be a health situation, or a mental health or emotional health situation, because of the caduceus that I see behind here comes out. For somebody. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but for someone. Okay, so what does Spirit want you to know? The King of Unicorns. You are blessed with majesty, vision, and power. So you may be that help for somebody else, right? You may be the help that brings that fragmented energy together. But I strongly feel that you need to use your intuitive energy, Cancer, your excellent intuitive prowess, and to face any fears that you have, because you have excellent vision and power. Okay? Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. Take good care until then. Bye for now. And thank you for listening. It's appreciated.